Yeah. We talked about it. First and goalers, the loyal first and goalers know all about it from our previous show. And, I'm very nervous. I think every Philly fan with a brain is nervous because of the injuries, because of the way the defense is performing. And, yes, please continue before I go down my own route.
Okay. Like I said, the Colts are at number 13. I think they're ranked a little too high.
Well, since you said I'm just kidding.
Are you done, Jay?
I was kind of being
number 13, the Indianapolis Colts. Anyways, I feel like they're a little too high. I understand the 2-1 folks, but they just beat a really rough Atlanta team on the road, and Atlanta had safety Keanu O'Neal go down with an Achilles tear. He is done for the season. So Atlanta takes another hit at defense, and that's why I don't view the win as I don't know. The win was a good one, but it just, to me, it doesn't make waves in the AFC.
I'm impressed they were able to do it with T.Y. going out early.
Well, I mean, there's still weapons there. I mean, that's the thing. There's still the tight ends. There's still those young wide receivers, and Jacoby meshes with those young wide receivers. He did that in preseason. So, I mean, I would load them maybe 1 or 2 spots. Number 12, San Fran. They're 3-0. I actually think they deserve to be over the Vikings. The Vikings, I'm going to get to them in a second. Well, I mean, no, I have an argument for that. So the 49ers, they're kind of, if you picture it, they're kind of like the Packers right now. Because of the similar coaching with LaFleur and Shanahan, and the offense looks patchy and kind of rough.
Rankings, and then we can get into all this stuff because we're like, yeah.
I wasn't talking.
I actually want to get into some other stuff other than these power rankings because
we would have been through the power rankings already if there hadn't been 3 rants.
Well, I told you I have football diarrhea, and you're making me hold.
Well, then you can't rush me if you held me down. You don't put baby in a corner.
Yes, I can put baby in a corner. Monkey get in a corner.
No, I'm a bear, not a monkey. Anyways,
monkey
49ers,
bear.
All I'm saying, it's a similar situation. Rough offense, good defense, but they're still managing to win. That's the thing. The 49ers are still just when they... I feel like they're a couple cylinders from hitting, and they could be getting a lot better real soon, folks. Vikings should drop. I don't feel they don't have an adequate quarterback. We just talked about this earlier with Cousins. He cannot win in big situations. He faced the Raiders. Dalvin Cook torched them. I mean, it's a great running game, great defense, average quarterback. I'm going to move on to, oh, God, this one really upsets me. Chicago Bears. They're in the top 10 alone on their defense. Alone. I will not give Mitch Trubisky any credit in the world. He threw 5 to 7 yard passes the whole damn game. He hit one 40-yard bomb that was inaccurate. Gabriel made an incredible adjustment. Incredible. Mitch threw it to the wrong shoulder behind his receiver, and Gabriel still hauled it in. That was the theme of the night, Dillon, was Mitch was throwing behind receivers, he was throwing off target, and his receivers were grabbing passes that shouldn't have been grabbed. I'm sorry.
Gabriel turned, and that thing was right at his face mask.
No, it wasn't. It was on opposite shoulder and behind him. Mitch Trubisky. Yes, I called him Trubisky because he's a number 2 overall pick, and he is not. I'm sorry. He played the Redskins defense. Josh Norman's allowing one of the highest-rated passer ratings in all of football. And what does Mitch do? Turn it around and freaking throw an interception in the red zone. And plus, it was 24 points off of turnovers. Yeah, thank you very much, Bears defense, proving why you're Chicago's only reason of life. Moving on. Number 9, Seattle, 2-1. They just got it taken to them by New Orleans, folks. I would drop them maybe a couple spots just because of that.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Hey, your rants are done, sir.
Did I not tell you?
Your 3 rants have been done.
Did I not tell you about this team and the ability that it may have that you are underestimating with the guy who is probably more talented than you want to give him credit for in Teddy Bridgewater? And
Teddy Bridgewater's as an average quarterback. That's the game manager. He managed the game.
He showed you
interception return on a kick return and interception return for a touchdown. That's 14 points that they helped provide.
And he was terrible, and they were going to lose. I believe you said they were going to lose this game, and they were going to lose this other game, and you were going to lose this game, and lose. And right away,
it was 1 week after Breeze has been hurt. It's not like it's been 6 weeks. Hell, Jehoshaphat. Anyways, Seattle still I can't say a good football team because Seattle, I don't know, ever since they're missing a lot of defensive pieces that they've let go over the years. A lot of them, and it's showing. Oh, Jesus. Anyways, moving on. Baltimore Ravens, number 8. I feel like they should be higher. They just went toe-to-toe with Kansas City, lost by 5 points. Lamar showed he's not ready to take down the king of the passing world right now, but he gave a good effort, man. I'll give him that. He came back in the 4th, and I'll give Patrick Mahomes the king of passing right now, yes.
So it was just funny because, I mean, as a Packers fan, you didn't want to put him over Rodgers, but you had to be specific. He's
not better than Rodgers. He could be the king of passing. That doesn't mean he's the best quarterback playing in the league.
Oh, gee. Before we go down that rabbit hole, the Ravens, I feel like, should be above the next team up. Texans. Texans are 2-1. Really, really shoddy roster all over. Deshaun Watson's running for his life every time he snaps the ball, and it's 20 yards from beyond his own line of scrimmage. The defense is okay, but it's nothing to make do. Number 6, the Saints. Jay, I'll give you props here. They're proving me wrong. They stayed in the top 10. Teddy is showing he can be that really good game manager for them. Got some help from the special teams and defense, but it takes a team to win it. Moving on, number 5, Packers. It's good to see the Packers back in the top 5 again for a second consecutive week. Just beat Denver and moving on to 3-0. The defense is carrying the load. Offense is slowly getting into gear, but it's getting it into gear. Number 4, Jay's favorite team, Dallas Cowboys. They whooped on Miami 31-6. I feel like it should have been 51-6, but I don't know. Dallas, I mean, they're playing some cupcake teams right now. I got to see them having some real tests over the next couple weeks. I.e. Green Bay versus Dallas comes in.
If I am Bart Scott right now. Can't wait for week frickin' 5. Can't wait for the Cowboys.
Moving on.
Can't wait.
Number 3, Los Angeles Rams. Man, they played not so good in Cleveland this past week, folks. Yeah, they won, but good God, Cleveland is not a good football team right now. And the Rams only won 20-13. And Jared Goff, I think, threw 2 or 3 interceptions in that game. And I saw a stat in the last 8 games, including in the last season, Dillon, he has thrown 11 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Yeah, I think Goff is one of the more overrated QBs in the league. I think a lot of people pay too much attention to fantasy and not enough attention to what's actually happening on field. And Jared Goff, average.
Well, I mean, Clay Matthews, I believe, put up, 2 sacks that game. And shout out to Clay. Hey, I know you didn't get signed here again, brother, but I'm happy for you. Playmaker, I think he's got 4 sacks on the season. Happy also because his dad, Clay Sr., Clay II, got put into enshrinement in the Cleveland Browns Ring of Honor. So, I mean, that was a big night for Clay, seeing his father enshrined, and then coming out having a good game, getting the W.
Public service announcement. New rule, I am going to make the Hall of Fame start. All right? I am done. I'm sick of this. Public service announcement. We need to start a petition. Needs to be a new rule for the Canton Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm absolutely sick of it. I've thought about this. It disgusts me. No more shall anyone be allowed in the Hall of Fame that is playing a position where a player that has the same numbers or better or created a position and value or i.e. value to said position for this new player to get in, thou shall not be put in until the veteran player to come first is in. Because there is two players, Clay Matthews Jr. should have been in. And there has been middle linebackers over the past 5, 6, 10 years that have went in that either do not have the numbers that Clay Matthews Jr. has or would never even be getting recognized for the type of player they were because
Zach Thomas still isn't in.
They're a guy that is a mold that was allowed to be in the league because of a guy like Clay Matthews Jr. showing that he can play, right? The other one is safety. Y'all free safeties out there. I swear to God, if another free safety gets put into the Hall of Fame before Leroy Butler, when he's the first one to actually create value to a cornerback being able to play middle field. He's the first safety to have 50 sacks and 50 interceptions. For the love of God, if I have to watch Ed Reed or Troy Polamalu or frickin' god dang John Lynch or any one of these other as good as they were go in before that man, because none of them would have had a position if he wouldn't have proved it was possible and had a value to the new era of football. It is absolutely ridiculous. We have to stop letting these guys go into the Hall of Fame after they're dead so we can put in guys that have jobs on TV, are still walking around just because we want to rush them into the Hall of Fame because it's the hip new thing for the casual fan 5 years after they're inducted, while we're leaving guys that are on their deathbeds that have been waiting for years and deserve to get in. This is one of the sickest things. It is one of the things that has drove me nuts since I've been thinking about it over the last 72 hours. It's ridiculous, it's sick, and it's a complete slap in the face to the guys that came before them. It needs to stop now. And the people that are out there that can control it need to get on board, and they need to change this. It needs to be changed because it's sickening, and it's a disrespect to the players beforehand of how the Hall of Fame has been run and the players that are getting put in every year. It's completely and utterly got me driven nuts. Sorry.
The 76th rant that we've had tonight. Number 2, Chiefs. Not surprising. Patrick Mahomes, we've already gone through it. Patrick Mahomes, the defense is doing just enough to hold off opponents. Frank Clark, Ron Mathau, Deshaun Freeland, doing their thing. Number 1, none other than just enough. The Patriots. What else do I need to say? Tom Brady. Wide receiver core looks good. The running back group looks good. The defense looks amazing. There's a reason why they've been won since they've opened the season.
Yeah, the defense does look really good. Obviously, Brady looks great. I don't know about the running backs as much. It's been interesting. They shuffle guys in and out. And, Tony Michel has managed to fall into the end zone a couple times, but you haven't been happy with the overall numbers. But yeah, I mean, they definitely have to be number 1, right, for sure. They also have had the benefit of playing the Jets and the Dolphins thus far. I mean, the way they shellacked the Steelers week 1, I mean, what more can you say?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's ridiculous that, I mean, everyone would not have them there,
Yeah, there's no argument for not having the Patriots number one for sure with the way they've just dominated. It's not like they're barely pulling it out. It's not like there was a point where, oh, we almost had